the team from Masaba Masaba, the beautiful NEENA Gupta. So nice to connect with you all. Masaba, Neil, thanks so much for your time, guys. I hope all of you
Thank
are
you.
good. You're being safe. It's crazy times.
Yes, yes, all
Yeah,
safe,
trying to.
all good.
Yeah, so far so good.
You know, I think it was in about 2019 that I had the privilege of picking Sir Viv Richards' brain. I got to spend some time with him. And I just feel now the circle is complete, that I'm getting to interact with all of you. We are getting a peek into the house of Masaba, and in such an amazing way. Congratulations, guys. Masaba Masaba is looking amazing. It's looking beautiful. We are with the original fashion icon, NEENA Gupta, of course. My mom was a huge fan. I'm a huge fan. You're constantly reinventing yourself. We love you. I love you so very much. Big fan, big fan. But first up, let me come over to Masaba. Masaba, congratulations on this Netflix special. How did this monster of a project come to be?
Thank you. It was really strange actually. My the producer of the maybe 2.5, 3 years back, and she said, I
Right.
have this really interesting idea that hasn't been done before. Would you be interested in chatting about it? And when she first told me the idea, I thought it was a reality show. And I said, there's
Uh-huh.
no way I'm having a camera follow me around. That's just a no go for me. So then she said, no, it's not a reality show. It's a scripted series that basically borrows instances from your real life, and we kind of make it a scripted mockumentary of sorts. So I think the part that really got me was that, I get to play, and my mom gets to play fictionalized characters of ourselves, versions of ourselves, which I thought was really
Mm-hmm.
interesting because it hadn't been done in the country. It was really new for a designer in this space, and it was a real big challenge for me. So I was just really keen to explore something new, and I think it caught me at a time when I was also feeling a bit down and out at work at my design label. So I think it just kind of the timing was perfect, and we said, you know what, let's just start writing. Let's see what becomes of it. We didn't even know if Netflix would commission it, but here we are.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's how it happened.
Wow. I must say, it's all come together so very beautifully. NEENA ma'am, there are portions of it where, of course, like when you meet the big stars who are playing themselves as well, um, it's a little peek into your career, and the fact that it's fictionalized. You girls are having so much of fun with the whole thing. But talk to me about how you went on to reinvent yourself in your career.
Well, I got married at a very late age, and then I thought I have had enough of work. All my life, I've been working like a donkey. So let me enjoy this married life and not work and get up aram se and go to the parlors, go watch a movie, which I could never do when I was working because there was no time. I had to call the threading lady to the van and do it. It is that busy.
Right.
So, but then, so I didn't work for 10 years. And then I realized I was also not getting few offers because they used to think I was living in Delhi after my marriage. And I was not
Mm.
interested in work. So I put up that post in my frustration and anger. And then things started happening. And then I think Badai changed my life, changed my career totally. If that hadn't happened, I would have done work, but not like this. So, Badai Ho is a major, major, big change in my life.
But badai ho, and we are so very happy that we get to see you in action and rocking it like how. You're so very good, and you play every character to the fullest. You're a legend, NEENA Gupta. You truly are a legend. And we see the
Legend नहीं
Black
बोलो.
Lady there as well.
Legend नहीं बोलो. Legend बोलने से लगता है बहुत कोई पुरानी बुढ़िया के बारे में बात कर रहे हो.
ठीक है, ma'am. Not calling you a legend, but you know you're a rock star. Neil, let's
Yeah,
talk
that's
about your
better.
character. You
Yes.
you seem to be playing this. this business tycoon. And what was the initial brief that you received as to this is the character that you're going to be playing in Masaba Masaba?
The brief I got before my brief was about the world, as Masaba had spoken about, and it's really interesting and intriguing. So not only is one part of the Netflix family, but one's rolling with the Gupta family also. So that was really nice, and and my brief was that he's this a bit of a awkward guy in terms of, because I'm not playing myself, I'm playing a character called Dhairya. So and just the name only made me, I was like, wow, Dhairya. And Sonam Nair found it really funny. So she said, you're just there as a support system in terms of as a investor. Sort of is this wannabe creative person, but he only gets the economics of it. And Masaba, of course, is all about the creativity. So it was a fairly simple brief for me, at least. But I was very intrigued by the world of this, which is sort of a mockumentary, like Masaba said. That it's always good to be part of new age work. I think, and every maybe 3 years, every 4 years, we have the opportunity of, you can notice some new change in rhythm, or something that the mass media has. It's always alive. That way, I mean, this industry is a safe industry. It'll always,
That's
it will
good to know.
always keep going unless you change your
Right.
personal rhythm.
Right.
Yeah.
Masaba, by the way, that dress looks amazing on you. And I think
Oh, thank
every
you.
single frame, every single time you're on screen, your collections, the way the dresses have been showcased as well, it's coming across so very beautifully. There's a statement that you make that says, from the day I was born into controversy, right? From the day I was born, right? Talk to me about growing up. It must have been different. It must have been crazy for you.
Um, the thing is, a lot of people think that it was the outlandish and it must have been this, alternate universe, but it really wasn't like that. I just grew up with half a parent. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I think that in our country is made to be this. Oh my God, there was such a void in her life, and there was this and there was that. But I have to say that. Sometimes things that are not considered normal really protect you from the abnormal, as they say. You know what I mean? So sometimes not a conventional family work setup or conventional looks really protect you and sort of preserve you for something much better, is what I think. And I had a great time growing up because, I was very young when I started to pick up human relationships. And when you're so young, you just, as a child, you don't understand the complexity of them. But I really picked them up at a very young age. I used to read the papers really often about my parents and what people are saying. So I was, like they say, I was padded. There was padding was done from a very young age to all of these things that society kind of throws at you. I think in terms of normalcy, I mean, it was like any other household, because I really believe nothing is worse for a child, two bitter parents trying to make things work for the sake of this child getting a so-called normal upbringing. So everything was transparent. I went to this school that I was, now, but most of the time I was treated as one of them because I was like this rough, rowdy Hindi speaking child, so it was all okay. But that's who I am. I'm like this Punjabi girl who just happens to have this mixed looking vibe. So people think I'm the outsider, or I'm that foreign import, but I'm really not. So I think I got treated like that, and I just fit in over the years. Is the way I see it, I guess.
Right. Somewhere along the line, has this series been the both of you rekindling your relationship, that bond between a mother and a daughter that we get to see when she comes crying back to you by the end of the day. NEENA ma'am, what's it been like for you working with your daughter?
uh, Actually it was again normal. I mean, हमारा बॉन्डिंग तो हो चुका है बहुत पहले. उसके लिए मसाबा मसाबा सीरीज की जरूरत नहीं थी. लेकिन शुरू में आई यूज टू थिंक दैट आई शी एंड मी बोथ विल फाइंड इट ऑकवर्ड टू एक्ट, बट once we were on the set, it was normal. I think it's because she, in her own way, and me in my own way, we've been working. We've been working women. So I think when it gets to work, we change. It is nothing new. So when we did our first shot together, we were fine. You know.
Yeah.
So
Right. What about you, Masaba? What's it like working with mom
Um,
like this in the same frame?
well, apart from the fact that she scolded me on the whole in front of the whole set on day one, she actually there was this one dialogue where I was, it was my first dialogue, and I said, I'm really going to act this out, and that whole pent up, so I really did a bad job at it, and she just said, you're doing such a bad job, itna bura kariye. She didn't give her dialogue, but she said this instead. So I just wanted to
Such a
die.
typical motherly thing to do.
Typical mother, like kaise kariye theek se kar type of a thing, and she had forgotten that she had to give her lines. But apart from that, it was great. It's like she said, it was like a job for me. And funnily enough, I kind of stepped out of my skin and was viewing this person, Masaba, of course, but this person as somebody who I've known really closely, somebody who these things are happening to, and I just kind of happened to be familiar with them. So I think it was a weird out of body experience, but I think naturally that came to me. Otherwise, I would have been very, very stiff and a bit tense on screen, is what I think. So yeah.
Right. You definitely tend to get more and more comfortable, and even we get comfortable watching you on screen and taking us on this journey. It really sucks you in, and
Oh, I'm glad
once
to
you
know that.
start watching, then there's absolutely no turning back. You're hooked on until you get it out of your system. And like Farah Khan said, NEENA ma'am, is it keto? Yeah, ghar ka khana that makes you look so very good. But the point I'm making is the celebs, the actual celebs popping in, all of a sudden just gives it like a very fresh angle. And so far, Kiara Advani, Farah Khan,
Yeah.
who else is expected to be on Masaba Masaba? Masaba, if you
I
can take
think
that
uh,
question.
I think that's pretty much it. Except Shivani Dandekar is doing
Oh, yes.
a cameo, and Gajraj Rao, of course. How can we forget?
yeah.
He and Mama doing a little thing together. So there's that cameo. But I think that's about it. So yeah, maybe, hopefully, if we have a season two, we'll probably get the rest of the friends and family as well.
Of course, why not? Ma'am, we need to talk about Gajraj Rao and NEENA Gupta. Um, a lot of people actually think that the both of you are an item and that you come as a package. But such a beautiful chemistry, such beautiful acting. Both of you are so very seasoned when it comes to knowing your craft. Um, must be a very, very comfortable equation to be acting with each other.
Uh, I believe that there is nothing called chemistry. I believe
Mm.
if the other actor is as good, and if both of you are good actors, the chemistry happens. If one
It's
of
just magic.
you is a bad actor, the chemistry doesn't happen. I believe in that. There is nothing called. Otherwise, I work with anybody, I have chemistry. That
Right.
means what? Means that if the other actor and me are both good, and we are listening to each other and speaking our lines by meaning them, then chemistry
Mm.
happens automatically. You don't have to
Mm.
do anything about it. And with Gajraji, it was the same thing. Had never met. In fact, he was a busy guy, and he never came much for the rehearsals. Also, he came very less for the rehearsals, but we were so comfortable. You know, there was nothing. It was just your job. At least your job, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
नहीं
and
तो फिर
two of you
जिसके साथ
who
भी
are
काम
really,
करो,
really good.
हाँ हाँ हाँ, तो
Yeah.
मतलब फिर तो जिसके साथ काम करो उसके साथ अफेयर करो, उसके साथ शादी करो, मतलब ऐसा ऐसा तो नहीं होता.
All right, guys. Since the show is, of course, talking about the world of fashion, which for outsiders can look a little shallow. We are going to talk about the world of fashion in just a little bit. But growing up, I'm sure we all had fashion faux pas, fashion sins that we all have committed. Neil, let's begin with you. What was it? Was it like a boy band phase that you were going through when you were growing up? What
Well,
was the ridiculous things that you used to do in the name of fashion?
well, Sriram, one of it was that I remember these orange Bermuda shorts that I had, and I was 12 or 13, and it had pineapple on it and some other fruits on it, and they were really big, so you have to pull it up like either it crosses your knees or you pull it really up, and it was really stupid. But I love those Bermuda shorts, Bermudas, and
Yeah,
I
Bermudas. It's been a while
I
I
lived in
heard
them for about four
Bermudas as a
years.
fashion idea
Yes, yes, I lived in them for like 4 years.
for
Possibly
four
still have,
years.
but I
You
thought it
need
was
to
really
take a photograph and you need to post it up, Neil. We'd
yeah,
love to see that
yeah,
now that
somewhere.
you've mentioned it. I remember having this phase when I used to wear like key-toes shoes with socks.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
yeah.
I don't even know why. Printed T-shirts, all of it. Masaba, let's come to you. It's going to be tough considering that you set the trend. But what have been some fashion disasters for you?
No, no, I have committed so many, I cannot tell you. There was this phase where you got those like, it cut you under the bust and then it became like a balloon, you know? Like it just became like a balloon and it had an elastic. So it became small at the bottom, literally like you're wearing a garbage bag, that was with an elastic at the bottom. I've worn so many of those that make you look so bad. They're just so unflattering. That was one. The second was that I had this phase where I would, when you have really bad innerwear, like you, as a woman, I think it's so important to have good innerwear because otherwise, I would see these old photographs at some event or whatever that I used to go with mom to, and I would have
Uh-huh.
like this pink bra flashing through a white outfit because I didn't ever think that there would be flashes, or there would be
Right.
like my tights would suddenly shine and with the flash or whatever. There was that. Then there was a phase that I had where I would put blush here, like
Uh-huh.
two round golas. And I wanted to die when I saw it because I had no under eye concealer. So I had like dark under eyes and two golas of red. So there have been so many. The list is endless, but these were some of the iconic ones.
Yeah, we've all been through it. Neena, ma'am, what about you? You are the original fashion queen, and right from the time of Saas to Kamzor Kadi Kaun, like you always looked the part. But tell me, have you also had fashion disasters?
uh Sorry to say, but no. I because I'll tell you why. Because I never went according to what is चल रहा है, हाँ,
Ah,
कि this is the fashion, so I went always according to my body, what looks good
right.
on my body. And also my mother was very strict, uh, so I always used to love wearing pants with a tuck-in shirt, okay, but
Mm,
that was not allowed. And when bell bottoms came, I wore bell bottoms for a long time. First it was like narrow, then it was big flare down,
yeah.
but I used to tuck in my shirt in the bell bottoms also, but I was not allowed to. So I used to leave my house for college wearing the shirt over the thing, and then the shirt will go inside in the bathroom. I will go, and that used to happen. Also, sometimes I will leave my house with a dupatta over my top, a
Right.
chunni over my top, and the chunni will go in my bag after I leave the house. So, uh, but I don't remember any disaster because I think I was very good.
You were. When I take a look at the pictures, no matter, like, even the paps of that time would always find you just wearing the right things all the time. And I always felt that you were way ahead of your times in terms of your fashion sense. You just look perfect in all the photos. Just
So
Neena
I'll tell
Gupta.
you. So I was doing my MA and MPhil in Sanskrit from Delhi University. So the
Mm,
people in my class, Sanskrit MA class, were बोधी जिनकी बोधी होती थी वो टाइप के लोग होते थे, नॉट वेरी
mhm,
फैशनेबल, वेरी
mm,
संस्कारी टाइप लोग होते थे. तो आई यूज टू वेयर माई हॉल्टर नेक्स एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट. So they used to boycott me. They never used to talk to me because I was a bad girl, according to them.
Bad girl.
I was very bad girl. So and I had nothing to talk to anybody over there. So my adda used to be D school, which is Delhi School of Economics, where I used to sit and have my adda and thus come for the classes to the Sanskrit class.
Well, speaking of wearing what you were comfortable with, I love even the little night suits that you're wearing in the series. The polka dot one with the jean shorts, and then you had another printed one. You looked so very comfortable rocking it. Like how it's got plenty of like undertones of really cool fashion that you need to watch out for in the series. Well done again, Masaba. Um, Now, Masaba, let's talk about Instagram. You're like hooked on to Instagram, and we see that through the posts as well. But you're one fashion designer who's used Instagram really, really well. Yeah,
Leela.
yeah, sure. I thought you were going to give us a
Okay.
5 minute cue.
The voice of God.
Uh,
It's the
yeah,
voice of
all of a
God.
sudden,
Ah.
okay.
Big boss, big
Hasta
boss.
rada.
Big
All
boss.
right,
Ah.
come on.
No,
We'll wrap this up.
sorry, you were saying, the thing is, you're right. I have used it really well, because frankly, it was the only tool I ever had. We never, as a label, had enough marketing money to ever put even a hoarding up, or put an ad in a magazine, or to do any conventional sort of marketing. So I said, you know what, I have this following, and it's only just now that it's blown up, the following, but it's always been a very conservative number in terms of followers as well. So I used to say, whatever little bit I have, I'm going to use that to really put and communicate what the brand is about out there. It was just simple, and I always say we're a brand that has been built on Instagram. We continue to use it as a really powerful marketing tool, because the thing is, you control the narrative. You can say what you like, you can say it how you like, you can weave stories, you can, on some days when you're feeling like, oh, I've done a bad collection, we'll put it up. But I think the thing is that the key to it is that you have to be honest, because the audience out there today is so smart that the minute you put out any dishonest or like over smart communication, they will pick up on it. So I think we just do that. I mean, I, as a person, I just like to be honest when I'm not feeling good, looking good, or whatever it is. And same with the brand, when we have like a bad collection, or we do a bad collaboration or whatever, we just share it with the world. And that's who we are. I think we're a very public brand in that sense. And that's how I use Instagram. So, yeah,
Well, we are loving the updates. Keep them coming. Final,
thank
I'm
you.
going to give you three names, and if you could just tell me if you would make any wardrobe alterations for these celebs, starting with Ranveer Singh, Masaba Gupta. What would you change about his wardrobe?
Not at all, not a thing, because he wears so many of my clothes. Not a thing. I think, he's having a lot of fun with his clothes. I think he's just having a lot of fun with what he's wearing, with color. And,
Yeah,
you identify him with energy, which I think is great. So, nothing about Ranveer's. Yeah.
perfect. What about Virat Kohli?
I really like Virat's style as well. Very classic. In fact, I love his airport looks very much. So nothing.
Nothing about him as well. All right, finally, Rahul Gandhi.
Oh dear. Uh, um, I would make it a little less serious. I think as a young politician, it would be cool to see him kind of just relax a bit. You know what I mean? अब इतना serious होके तो कुछ मिल नहीं रहा तो may as well change it up, you know? Yeah,
Lovely. House of
yeah.
Masaba, NEENA Gupta, Masaba, Neil, guys, thank you so much for your time. Have a great rest of the
Thank
day,
you.
and I look forward. Thank you so much for your time. Pleasure.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so
Wonderful
much.
chat. Thank you.
Thank you.